We're always hearing about what AI can do, right? But what about what it shouldn't do? Today, we're going to pull back the curtain on AI security and meet the unsung heroes who are working around the clock to keep it all in check. So, you gotta wonder, right? When an AI system is out there in the wild, who's actually making sure it doesn't get hacked or manipulated or just completely fall apart? Is it some lone genius coder in a hoodie? Or maybe some super smart AI policing other AIs? What's the real story? Well, the reality is way more interesting. It's not just one person. Nope. It's a whole specialized team, and each member has a super specific, super critical job to do across the AI's entire lifecycle. Think of it like a special ops team, but for artificial intelligence. Okay, so let's start our journey where it all begins, the data. I mean, an AI can't learn a single thing without information, and that's exactly where our first hero, the data engineer, steps onto the scene. So what's their deal? Their core job is to build what we call the pipes. These are the digital pipelines that slurp up raw data from all over the place, clean it up, and then funnel it right to the AI model. If data is the water, these folks are the master plumbers, making sure what flows through is pure. And here's where the security part really clicks in. Their main focus is something called data governance. Now, that's a fancy way of saying their entire job is to protect that data at all costs, every single step of the way. It doesn't matter if it's just sitting still in a database or zipping through those pipes they built. So how do they actually do it? Well, they use some heavy-duty tools. They encrypt data when it's at rest, just sitting in storage, and they encrypt it when it's in transit, while it's on the move. But this next part is absolutely crucial. They also mask or totally anonymize any sensitive personal data, that's PII, before anyone else even gets to see it. This stops privacy leaks right at the source. Okay, so the data is locked down tight. Now what? Let's move up the chain to the AI model itself. And this is the playground of our next specialist, the machine learning engineer, or ML engineer for short. What these engineers do is pretty amazing. They're the ones who bridge that huge gap between a cool experiment a data scientist cooks up on their laptop and a real, robust, production-ready product that can handle millions of users. They basically turn the blueprint into a working skyscraper. Now, this is where it gets a little scary. The key threat they're constantly fighting, something called adversarial attacks. Get this. You can tweak just a few pixels in a picture in a way that you and I would never even notice, and it can completely fool an AI into thinking a cat is a car. That little invisible tweak is what we call malicious noise, and it's a massive vulnerability. So to fight back, their whole game is about model robustness, making the AI tough as nails. They build defenses right into the model, like something called input sanitization, which is basically a filter that catches and throws out that malicious noise before it can cause any trouble. It's all about making the AI not just smarter, but a whole lot stronger. All right, so we've got secure data and a tough-as-nails model, but where does this thing actually live? It's not just floating in the ether, right? And that brings us to the next hero on our team, the platform engineer. These are your infrastructure gurus. They build and take care of the entire digital home where the AI lives. We're talking cloud servers, Kubernetes containers, those super powerful GPUs, literally the ground, the foundation, and the entire building the AI operates in. And this quote from our source just nails it. If the platform is insecure, the AI model sitting on top of it is vulnerable regardless of how well it was coded. I mean, think about it. You can build the most secure bank vault in the world, but if you build it on quicksand, what's the point? So yeah, their security focus is what you'd call infrastructure hardening. They're the ones setting up the firewalls, managing who gets in and out of the network, and locking down all the containers. They make sure that digital ground the AI stands on is solid rock, not quicksand. So our AI is built, it's tough, and it's living on a secure platform. We're done, right? Huh, not even close. The moment an AI goes live, a whole new set of worries pops up. And this is where the MLOps Specialist really shines. MLOps, it stands for Machine Learning Operations. And honestly, the best way to think about it is DevOps for AI. These are the masters of automation. They handle everything that happens after the AI is built, deploying it, monitoring it 24/7, and rolling out new versions. And they are on the lookout for a really sneaky threat called model drift. Okay, so what is that? It's basically when the AI starts to get out of date.
The real world changes, right? New data starts looking different from the old stuff it was trained on, and little by little, its accuracy and performance just start to tank.
So their security job is really two big things. First, they are constantly monitoring for any sign of that model drift, ready to sound the alarm and get it retrained. And second, they are the guardians of the supply chain. They make dead sure that no bad code, no unauthorized changes get slipped into the system during that automated deployment pipeline. And there you have it. That's the team. 4 very different roles, but each one is defending a crucial piece of the AI puzzle. So let's put it all together and take a look at the whole defense lineup. This table just lays it out all perfectly, doesn't it? You've got your data engineer protecting the data pipelines from breaches. Then, the ML engineer hardening the model itself against those tricky adversarial attacks. You've got the platform engineer locking down the hardware and the whole OS from hackers. And finally, the MLOps Specialist, guarding that live deployment pipeline from model drift and bad updates. Every single one is a vital link in that security chain. It's a really powerful team, for sure. But as AI gets crazier, more complex, and more woven into everything we do, you just have to wonder, what's the next big threat going to be? And who's going to be the next unsung hero we need to add to this team?